Welcome to Jesus Christ Prison Ministry and another video Bible study. Our topic, Proverbs chapter 16. To man belong the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes the reply of the tongue. Man is always planning, but it is God who allows or interferes, depending on the situation and the will of God. All a man's ways seem innocent to him, but motives are weighed by the Lord. We do what we do because we think it's right. We justify what we do. Very few people do what they don't want to do. Most of us do what we want to do. But God, He weighs the motives. We find excuses for why we do what we do, try to make it right. But God knows the heart. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. I have found that in my life. When all that we do is done according to the will of God and under His direction, and as He requires it to be done, it does succeed. The Lord works out everything for His own ends, even the wicked for a day of disaster. One way or another, God will always work out His end, using the plans of man as they try to do it their way, no matter what the consequences. If we trust God, God will always bring good out of what is done. The Lord detests all the proud of heart. Be sure of this. They will not go unpunished. We need to keep a very humble heart. God is the only one that we are to reverence, not ourselves, not others. God is our source of joy and happiness. He supplies us with the energy that we need to make money, to live. Folks, there's nothing in us to be proudful about. All we need to do, stay humble, obey God, and do our duty. Through love and faithfulness, sin is atoned for. Through the fear of the Lord, a man avoids evil. The New Testament says, love covers a multitude of sins. And sure enough, Old and New Testament speak the same because they are of the same God, a God who does not change. When a man's ways are pleasing to the Lord, He makes even his enemies live at peace with Him. And that is also true. If you got problems in your life, you live the righteous, holy, perfect life, and you will find the joy that comes to you and your family. Better a little with righteousness than much gain with injustice. Oh man, folks, people are running around trying to gain everything. Take this, take that. I gotta have this. Ooh, I want that. And in the end, they can look back and most of it will be gone, destroyed, worn out. Folks, they look at their lives and they've had no peace. They've had no joy. It is better to have a little with righteousness than much gain with injustice. In his heart, a man plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps. I may decide where I want to go, but when I give it to the Lord and let Him direct me, it may not end up in the place I thought I wanted to go. But wherever the Lord directs, it's far better than where I wanted to go. The lips of a king speak as an oracle, and his mouth should not betray justice. If you look at countries today in which there are tyrants and dictators for kings, you will find that the country is in turmoil, chaos. But if they ruled by justice, according to the laws of God, they would have peace. Honest scales and balances are from the Lord. All the weights in the bag are of his making. Kings detest wrongdoing, for a throne is established through righteousness. Kings take pleasure in honest lips. They value a man who speaks the truth. The problem in today's world, look at what's happening in the cities, the rioting, okay, the turmoil, okay? People are rising up because of the abuse of the city, government, police. Those institutions that were set up to protect us are beginning to turn against us. Why? Because they've rejected God. They've turned their backs on his 10 commandments. It's all about humanism, all about the heart, all about what I want to do instead of what does God require. And the Bible's very plain. There is no peace for the wicked. A king's wrath is a messenger of death, but a wise man will appease it. When a king's face brightens, it means life. His favor is like a rain cloud in spring. It's the same with your boss, family, parents, whoever. We want to bring joy to those that are over us. And then you'll find that their favor will be like a rain cloud in spring, bringing joy and happiness and prosperity. How much better to get wisdom than gold, to choose understanding rather than silver. The highway of the upright avoids evil. He who guards his way guards his life. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Better to be lowly in spirit and among the oppressed than to share plunder with the proud. In the end, God will sort it all out. Stay humble, okay? Stay with the oppressed. Help those that are in need. God will bless you. Whoever gives heed to instruction prospers, and blessed is he who trusts in the Lord. The wise in heart are called discerning, and pleasant words promote instruction. God has pleasant words in his word. He wants to promote instruction. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. We need to study this book more often. Understanding is a fountain of life to those who have it, but folly brings punishment to fools. A wise man's heart guides his mouth, and his lips promote instruction. We need to be self-controlled, disciplined. We need to be very careful of what comes out of the mouth. Pleasant words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. There is a way that seems right to a man, but in the end, it leads to death. We need to be careful. Our churches, our pastors, we may think that they are leading us to life, but for many of them, it seems what's right, but in the end, it'll lead to death if they are not walking and following on the way, the truth, and the life, which is Jesus Christ. The laborer's appetite works for him. His hunger drives him on. Now, we've got a lot of lazy people in the world today, taking on welfare, and they want other people to pay them to sit around doing nothing, folks. God's plan was that We need to work. It's good for the soul, good for the body, good for the mind. You will live long, happy, prosperous lives if you get out and work. A scoundrel plots evil, and his speech is like a scorching fire. A perverse man stirs up dissension, and a gossip separates close friends. Have you ever experienced that? I have. People trying to separate close friends, people trying to make themselves look good while they tear down others. People, let us build up others. A violent man entices his neighbor and leads him down a path that is not good. He who winks with his eye is plotting perversity. He who purses his lips is bent on evil. Gray hair is a crown of splendor and is attained by a righteous life. I wonder sometimes. My hair's getting gray, silver, and most of it is starting to fall out. I pray that not only have I been able to live a righteous life, but will continue to improve in that righteous life. Better a patient man than a warrior, a man who controls his temper than one who takes a city. Yes, folks. If you cannot control yourself, it doesn't matter all the good you may have done. People will just remember you as a loser, one who could not control himself. The lot is cast into the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord. All day long you might say, the lot is being tossed. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? What if I did this? What if I do that? Give your heart to Jesus, and the way will always turn out right when we serve and obey Him. Thank you for being with me and Jesus Christ for another video Bible study.